Hello my dear students. Now we are consulting about environmental issues. In the environmental issues, global warming, greenhouse effect we have seen. For global warming and greenhouse effect, there are some gases are very important. They are considered as the greenhouse gases, mainly carbon dioxide, methane and sulfur dioxide. Carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide are considered as the very important greenhouse gases. Now we'll see what are the sources of greenhouse gases, both naturally and anthropogenic sources of greenhouse gases. First one, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is emitted by the burning of fossil fuels in the coal-based power plants for generating electricity. By the combustion of fuels in the engines of automobiles, commercial vehicles and aeroplanes. Due to agricultural practices like stubble burning. Stubble burning means burning of firewood that will release carbon dioxide. Naturally, carbon dioxide is released from organic matter, volcanoes, warm oceans and sediments. So these are all the main sources of carbon dioxide. Come to methane, CH4. It is 20 times as effective as carbon dioxide at trapping heat energy in the atmosphere. It is produced from the land of paddy cultivation, cattle rearing, bacteria in water bodies, fossil fuel production from the ocean, non-wetland soils and forest fire and from wild fire. So these are all the main sources of methane. Next, nitrous oxide, N2O. Naturally, it is produced in oceans from the biological source of soil and water. Due to the microbial action and from the rainforest, nitrous oxide will be produced. Man-made sources include nylon production, nitric acid production, use of fertilizers in agriculture, use of manures in agriculture, cars with catalytic converter and burning of organic matter. They are the main sources of nitrous oxide. Global warming. The effects of global warming on plants. Low agricultural productivity in tropics. In the tropical areas, the agricultural productivity will be reduced considerably. Frequent heat waves, production of weeds, pests, fungi, that is there. Increase of epidemics. Epidemics, it is a infectious disease. More infectious disease will be spread and also vectors will be increased. Vectors are disease transmitting insect, disease transmitting agents. When vectors are increased, automatically more number of disease will be spread in the countries. Then it increases strong storms, that is cyclonic storms, cyclonic wind will be now and then will be produced. and intense flood damage, severe flood damage will be there. Water crisis, inadequate water amount will be there, and decreased irrigation. Irrigation will be totally reduced. Change in the flowering season so that the pollinators cannot visit the flower the particular season. So pollination will be affected, and followed by fertilization will be affected, followed by seed production. The total productivity will be affected in the plants. Change in species distributional ranges. Species distributional ranges also will be changed. Species extinction, plants will disappear from the place. The disappearing of the plants is taking place. That means the plants become extinct. So these are all the effects of global warming on plants. What are the strategies to deal with global warming? There are a number of methods. The methods to reduce global warming, methods to control global warming that we have to see now. Increasing the vegetation cover, we have to grow more plants, evergreen everywhere. That is, grow more plants, grow more trees. That is the first one. We have to increase the vegetation covering. Reduce the use of fossil fuels. Fossil fuel, yeah, we are using fossil fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene. Those, the fossil fuels, the use of fossil fuels should be reduced, and greenhouse gases will be reduced automatically. If we reduce the use of fossil fuel, automatically the greenhouse gases emitted will be reduced totally. Developing alternate renewable sources of energy. So we have to find out alternate source of renewable source of energy. Minimizing the use of nitrogenous fertilizers and aerosols. Now and then we are using chemical fertilizers that contain nitrogen compound, and that chemicals fertilizers will release this greenhouse gas, so that should be minimized. We have to use in the minimum amount. Now and then we are using chemical fertilizers in order to produce more food grains, in order to increase the yield of the plant. So use of nitrogenous fertilizers should be reduced. And aerosol means suspension of the fine soil particles or liquid droplets in the air, in the atmosphere. The dust particles, suspended fine soil particles, and liquid droplets, water droplets will be there. If they are present in maximum, more amount, that will increase the global warming, that will stimulate the global warming. So we have to minimize the use of nitrogenous fertilizers and also aerosols. So today's topic, in this today's topic, we have seen the source of greenhouse gases emission. That is, three gases we have taken. First one carbon dioxide, second one methane, third one nitrous oxide. And the effects of global warming on plants we have seen. Then finally we have seen the strategies to deal with global warming. That's all.